Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Hello, welcome to MPL Sports presents Quest for Glory. Now, in the tournaments coming up, in the upcoming matches, India is going to don a jersey that is inspired by a billion fan cheers, that seeks to pay homage to countless fans scattered all over the world, and which could be a beacon of inspiration to Team India as they show their game. And in today's blog, we're going to talk about Team India. A lot of people who watched me talk about teams in the past will realize that I pay a lot of store on balance, especially in T20 cricket. How many bowling options do you have? How many batsmen can chip in with the ball? How many bowlers can score those runs at the death? So let's go through this Indian side, because I think it's pretty good at top and tail. But there's a slight difficulty in between. So let's start with the top, and let's start with the two key white ball players, the two genuine great white ball players India has had over the years, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Neither of them has been in great form coming in from the IPL. In fact, Rohit Sharma hasn't had a great IPL for a while. Virat Kohli not quite in the best of form. Now, remember, if they're striking at about 133, 135, that's about 160 game. So at the top of the order, if people are doing that and giving you good averages, that's not such a bad thing. But do remember that 133 is achieved at the end of the innings. It may not be the rate at which they're striking early on. And that's why it's so important that there is one opener who will go hard from the beginning. But KL Rahul is in the form of his life. At the moment in T20 cricket, he's quite simply India's best opening batsman, and so he must play. But how does he play? When he plays for Punjab, you can see that there are days when he is biding his time. Then he plays innings like that 98 that he played. That was an unforgettable IPL innings. But he bides his time because there's him and Mayank Agarwal, and he's not quite sure of what follows in that franchise. And so he has to play a certain way. Now look at what he will get with India, with Rohit Sharma alongside him, Virat Kohli to come. And if all the other batsmen are in form, and you can only do an analysis for when batsmen are in form, you cannot project for when they won't be in form. Then you've got Surya Kumar Yadav, Rishabh Pant, maybe Hardik Pandya, and Ravindra Jadeja. There's enough in there to allow KL Rahul to go hard at the top. So I think KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli is a very good number three. I just think Virat Kohli back at number three should go back and be just the Virat Kohli that we know, just controlling run chases, controlling an innings from there and taking it deep and hitting it through. Because when he does that, at the rate at which he scores when he is in form, it liberates people like Surya Kumar Yadav and Rishabh Pant. So we've come up to number 5. The only issue with that is that your first left-hander comes in at number 5. And in T20 cricket, you do want a left-hander up at the top. And that's why India have kept Ishan Kishan as a floater. Where he will play, I don't yet know. Now, what do we do with 6 and 7? I'm a big fan of carrying 22, 23 overs onto a game, not just for injury, what someone limps off, but also because one day somebody will have a bad day. And the captain now, with this Indian team, has to take a call. Do I go in with just 20 overs and 6 batsmen and say, okay, my number 7 Jadeja will also function as a batsman, but my 5 bowlers must give me 20 overs? Or does he say, no, I'm not certain of that and I want another bowling option? The reason I'm saying this is that affects how you structure the side. If you're happy with 20 overs, Hardik Pandya at 6, maybe even Ishan Kishan at 6, if Pandya's got his batting form back, which I'm fairly certain he will. He's far too good a player in that in those death overs to be out of form for too long. Then you can play either Hardik or Ishan Kishan in that role. But if you don't want to do that, then you have to bat Jadeja at 6. Now look what happens suddenly when you play Jadeja at 6. If you say, okay, maybe slowish wickets here, I'll play a third spinner, and to budget for the lack of a proper number 7, I'll have Ashwin at 7 and Shardul Thakur at 8. But Ashwin's not a big hitter. Ashwin is not the same batsman in T20 that he is in Test match cricket. If you play Shardul Thakur at 7, then suddenly that tail is looking too long. So those are the choices you've got to make. Ashwin at 7, Shardul Thakur at 8. Then you have Bumrah, Shami and Chakrabarti. But in an ideal situation, India want to play Bumrah, Shami and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. The way that works best for India is if Shami's bowling those Yorkers really well, if Varun Chakravarti is bowling deep till the 17th, 18th over. Then you have three bowlers to finish 16 to 20. India don't have to use Bhuvneshwar Kumar in the death because that's where his bowling has just sort of tapered off a little bit, and India can use him up front where he's still a strength and come back and bowl a couple of overs in the middle overs. Then India's balance is working very well. A little bit of Chakravarti, an over from Bumrah, a couple from Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and 2 or 3 from Jadeja in the middle overs would suit India fine. We come back to number 6, don't we? And that is why it's so important that Hardik Pandya bowls 2 overs. But not having bowled till 15 days before the IPL, I don't see Hardik Pandya suddenly coming up and saying, I can deliver you 2 overs. If he does, that's a big boost. But if he doesn't, then India have just got to make peace with that little difficulty at 6 and 7. That is the only sort of pitfall I see with this Indian side. Otherwise, cast recent form aside, go on ability, go on experience, extraordinary amount of experience. Chennai have shown the great value of experience. A lot of experience, a lot of ability, form you can't budget for anyway. MPL Sports presents Quest for Glory.